From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
All right, so here it is. It's Friday evening, and some of you have plans tonight. Some of you got plans over the weekend. So let's get you through tonight and this weekend and see how any of the chances for rain and thunderstorms may impact some of your plans. Now, first and foremost, there's a chance for showers and thunderstorms tonight and through the day tomorrow. There's also going to eventually be some lower snow levels with the storm system coming in from the Pacific, especially by Saturday night and even parts of early Sunday morning. So we'll be tracking that potential and talking a little bit more about that. But after Saturday night, after a Sunday really, we're going to dry things out through most of the day on Sunday. And next week, for the most part, is looking pretty dry. Now, there is a little bit of a kink in there come Wednesday or Thursday, which is right around Thanksgiving, that we may see a weak system just clip Northern California. But, you know, even if it does, it doesn't look at this point to be that big of a deal. Again, we'll get into that too. So here's the main setup that we've got. You see this spinning area of low pressure right here? This has been sitting and spinning here, just kind of wobbling a little bit here over the Pacific to our south and west all week long. It's finally pushing to the north and east and having an impact on our weather. And this is what's going to bring us to showers and thunderstorms here as we take you through the night tonight. In the meantime, there's another system right here. That's what's coming in late in the day Saturday night. Now this will continue to also bring us showers and thunderstorms. Pick up those winds from the south, which will also have an impact on rain for some of us. But behind it is some colder air, and that's what's going to help to lower those snow levels. So it's kind of a 1-2 punch here that we'll see here for tonight and then into tomorrow as well. All right, so let's walk you through the timing of all this and get you through the weekend. Here we are today at 6 p.m. The bulk of the rain is down to our south. You see how it's pushing northward. So there are going to be periods of moderate to heavy rainfall through tonight. Here's tonight at about 10 o'clock. If you hear a few rumbles of thunder, it's not out of the question. But be prepared for some wet weather in the valley and not to mention in the mountains. Now you'll note also that we're not seeing a lot in the way of snow. This is a storm system coming in from the south, so it's fairly warm, which is why our snow levels will probably be above 6,000 feet. Now overnight, we'll continue with the chance for showers, although it tapers off a bit for most of us. And then we go into tomorrow morning, and there's the next disturbance. Now, this rain that you're seeing here is still associated with that area of low pressure that's now down to our south and west. But if you notice, that's the next storm system coming in late in the day on Saturday, which we'll get into that in a second. But there you can see starting off tomorrow. Now, this forecast model tends to overdo it a bit on the overall intensity of the rain, but we do have the rain in the forecast here, and not to mention the potential for more thunderstorms. Now, that starts to move off to the north and east, so we have a bit of a spin right here. The main area of low pressure that's to our south and west now is now beginning to kind of move to our north and east. So we're seeing some drier air coming in behind it with more rain coming up to the north and east. But here you can see more showers, more thunderstorms. But still, notice we're not seeing much in the way of snow. You have to go up pretty high in elevation. Now, as this exits the region, here's the next system coming in. Now, I put in the winds here because this could be important for Saturday afternoon. We are seeing here a typical training line that we can see here in and around the Redding area. What happens is you get these strong southerly winds coming up the valley, and they either hit the mountains or the winds die down significantly, and that acts as a lifting mechanism. So the south winds help to create that lifting mechanism for the rain, and then the upper level winds are doing this. So it transports that rain off to the north and east. However, as long as you see those strong winds here, we continue to see one cell after another develop. So watch this general area as we take you through the day. See how one after another develops, and then eventually it pushes southward. You see how the winds are kind of a little bit more down to the south and east. But from 1 to about 5 p.m. tomorrow, we've got to watch for the potential for that line of showers and thunderstorms that can develop in that training effect. This is when we can typically see some flash flooding. So we'll have to watch for that potential for some flash flooding with that line that comes through. Now, eventually those winds die down. This is a cold front, by the way, too. That cold front then moves off to the east, and look at this. We transition in the mountains from rain to snow because that colder air has moved on in. Now, this is Saturday night at 10 p.m. Now, I'm expecting places like El Turris, Susanville, maybe even Mount Shasta City to see some accumulating snow. Not a ton, but some snow nonetheless. Bernie, Chester, you could see some snow as well. Shingletown, yeah, you might even see some as well. But up to the west, I think we're still kind of too low in elevation for places like Weaverville and Hayfork to see some of that accumulating snow. But bottom line, it's not going to be a lot. All right, so then you can see overnight, we're still seeing that snow pushing on through. So this is going to create some travel problems if you're traveling north on I-5, say north of Mount Shasta City, or if you're heading off to the east, say Cedar Pass, for example. So I'm thinking especially in Siskiyou County, Modoc County, some of those higher mountain passes, this is where you could run into some problems. Not to mention, of course, Snowman's Hill on Highway 89. But I don't anticipate Highway 299 here to have any major issues with snow. It'll be wet, but there may be a brief period of some snow, but it may have a hard time accumulating. But bottom line, if you're going to be traveling anytime Saturday night through Sunday morning, even into Sunday afternoon, keep a close eye on those road conditions by going to Caltrans and checking out those road conditions, because you definitely want to check out that quick map to see if there are any chain requirements. Then by Sunday noon, it's all gone. Sunday afternoon, you can see it's all clearing out, actually. So the second half of the weekend looks like we're getting a bit of a break. It should be gorgeous when you look outside and see some of the snow, fresh snow that's on the mountains. But take a look at some of the rainfall totals. It might be overdoing it in some spots here, but you get the idea. There are going to be some areas that could see some decent amounts of rainfall. Now, how about snow? Well, here in Northern California, not a ton. You have to go up to some of the highest elevations before you do start getting into that foot level, of a foot or more of snow. But you can see less than an inch of snow for some of these mountain communities. I mean, places like El Turris, yeah, you might see an inch or two, possibly, maybe even Chester, but Mount Shasta City, you're right in that borderline of where that snow level is, so it might be difficult to do that. And so is Bernie. You're kind of on that borderline, as well as at least middle Shingletown. We're Shingletown proper, right? 3,500 feet. But above that, start going to Viola, for example. Yeah, maybe a better chance for some accumulating snow. But as I mentioned, I don't anticipate any accumulating snow for Weaverville or Hayfork. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast snow totals in the Sierra. Look at that. We're going to see a lot more snow kind of hitting the Sierra. Should be a gorgeous sight there as well. In the meantime, we take a look at our long-range forecast model. Remember, I was talking about that potential by around Wednesday or Thanksgiving Day. This system right here may impact your travel if you're traveling northward up to, say, Portland or Seattle, but it doesn't look like it's going to have a huge impact on us. I'm still keeping the chance for rain and still even keeping that chance for snow in El Turris on Thanksgiving morning, but only time will tell. We'll have to keep watching this very closely because it can probably go back and forth. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, things clear out. So if you are traveling up and down the coast here, looks like you're going to be in good shape after Thanksgiving to travel back home or travel back to where you're going, not to mention off to the east here looking pretty good as well. Okay, so here are your wave heights. Boy, that was a long forecast, right? We still got some more to go here. Wave heights will be increasing here for tomorrow afternoon with that approaching storm system, so be aware that if you do need to be out on a small boat. Taking a look at your marine forecast for tomorrow, southwest winds at 15 to 25 knots. There is a small craft advisory, but that won't take effect until the second half of the day tomorrow. Okay, so here's what it looks like tonight. There you can see everyone has a chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially after midnight. And then as we go into tomorrow, everyone has a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Valley, mountains, inland, the coast. It's not going to be thunderstorms all day long for one particular location, but yeah, I mean, we're talking about the potential for some heavy rainfall. And by the way, we've been talking about snow, but we're also talking about the potential for those gusty winds. We're talking about the potential for some hail, maybe even some accumulating hail. And we can't forget lightning too. So that's something we'll have to watch as well. And it's cooling off too, only reaching the low 60s for the valley. Here's your 7-day outlook. So there's the thunderstorms for your Saturday, drying out on Sunday, mostly dry through next week. I've kept that chance for snow in the morning for Alturas and maybe some activity Wednesday evening for Mount Shasta. Otherwise, dry through next week. Take you into the valley. There's the thunderstorms for tomorrow, showers, heavy rainfall at times, dry on Sunday, dry through all of next week for your Thanksgiving week. Looks pretty good. And your 7-day outlook for the coast, I've kept that chance for showers possibly on the coast, maybe inland on Wednesday evening. Otherwise, should be fairly dry as well through most of next week.